Hello, my name is Lady Shar. Welcome to my channel. Today I just thought I'd get on here and chat about 2025. I've been talking about doing this, so I am going to. Now, I'm going to apologize right now for my horrible, horrible handwriting. So I have spent quite a lot of time and little pages in my A6ology, which is my commonplace book, just trying to dissect what I want in my planner system next year. And I have some things figured out, and I still have some things that I am going back and forth on, waffling on, etc. Okay, so let me find. Oh, here is where. Let me see if I can zoom in. I don't think. Well, I think that's probably as good as it's gonna get. Okay, so this is where I wrote what I needed in a planner. As you can see, my handwriting sucks. It's just a fact of life. So, where's my good pen? Here's my good pen. Monthlies, I need a future planner. I need my K-pop music kind of monthly. I don't know whether I need a social media monthly or not. I'm not sure yet. Fiscal monthly, reading and media monthly, and I don't know what I mean by temperatures, tracking the temperatures. Weeklies, I do my pretty planning, my messy planning, reading log, and other media log, social media with question mark, food with question mark, wellness, and then weekly to-dos. Dailies, I need a daily dump, which is where I write everything that happened, just with no real commentary. Daily to-dos, not sure what that means. I need notes for reading lists. I need medical notes. I need a book like this where I can just plot and plan and write down everything that's in my brain. So I guess that would be commonplace brain dump book. Brain dump. Okay, so and some of this I've got figured out and some of it I don't. Let me start with what I do have figured out. I will have this. Whoop. Now I gotta zoom out. Leave it, you're in the way. There we go. While I wait for it to focus. Okay. This is my mom agenda. It is a 18-month planner that I won on a Mother's Day contest. I've been using the months for future planning. And I will continue to use the months for future planning. And I've been having fun with the weeks. I don't really need the weeks, but I've been having fun with it because it's the only thing I have that 9x7 vertical kits work with. It's the biggest planner I have, and it will remain the biggest planner I have. I tend to prefer smaller planners in size. I'm very much an A5 and smaller person, but I do like the fact that this is and 9x7 in a book bound, which is what initially drew me to it. I had one last year. I actually prefer this year's cover much better. It's this flexible, I think. So that's what this will continue to be. It'll be fun in the weeks, which is basically just appointments, some reading, and then what we had for dinner. And then future planning in. So that's going to stay. For sure. Now I'm getting hot. I have already purchased my Commit 30 for the year. I chose this beautiful purple color. I got tabs, but they bent, but they should still be fine. So yeah, that is where I do bring out the one I have this year. So this is my Commit 30 for this year. This is really a 2023 Commit 30 that I got on eBay about May, and just have been redating it as we go. And I've been using the pages that were there before to just put memes down. And memes. And I have been loving this. I'm running out of room, by the way. So I've started putting them, like, the things that are obviously of the month, like the Olympics. I've been trying to put some of them in here. This August. I'm trying to finish up August memory book, which is I'll talk about next. And so I've been sticking some in here. We're in September. So this is what I call messy planning. It is very messy. Sometimes there's stickers, sometimes there aren't. Like, what has stickers? There's some stickers there. Just depends how I'm feeling that month usually, or that week. So I obviously decorate it because I have to redate it anyway. But A6 just left. So that's staying. And that is pot. And this is where it becomes the dilemmas start. This is my 2024 pot. I have loved this planner this year. Loved it. I really should put some more stuff there. I track my K-pop group in the months to help me with my and not just my K-pop group. Any music. If I discover a new group, it goes in here. If a new song came out that I liked, it goes in here. So on and so forth. And then I got this in March, by the way. Or April. Got this in April. And, well, I got it in March and started it. I think I did 1 week in February, March, but I did it on the wrong day, so I had to redate it. So, yeah, I've loved it. This is what I call pretty planning. It's still pretty pet heavy, but I keep track of my reading, watching, playing, listening on the side. I use Hobonichi, Hubman and Shub Girl kits in here. And I'm behind, but I will catch up. I might film it, I'm not sure. And in the back has gone through a couple iterations of what works, what doesn't. Started out as a daily journal. That lasted through February to various, and then March I kind of didn't want to be in it. And I'm like, okay, how do I use this? So I saw some people journaling like this, just little snippets, what's in the news, different angles, pictures, just writing words in marker, whatever. And that's kind of what I did till May. No, through May. And then for April, well, through March. March, April, May. Through May. In June, I had been I've been bouncing back and forth. I had been in, I guess I should back up. Beginning of the year, I'd been in a 3-month or 4-month Hubman and Chub Girl Tomoe River Paper Planner, which had everything, monthlies, weeklies, and dailies. And I liked the planner. It's what I thought was my ideal layout, but it was just too much. Too much extra space. I didn't end up decorating it like I wanted to. It was not working really. I finished it, but actually I might have jumped. I think I jumped at the end of I think there might be 1 month in it. But I think I used the dailies. And then I tried B6 for a month, and that didn't work. This B6, which I've now turned into a journal. And then I'm like, well, why don't I just use this for my daily? Because I need a place to just dump everything that happened that day, so I can later refer to it in pretty planning and in my monthly journal. So that's what this is. It's just like overslept, washed hair, dropped writer off, work, slept in, played this, read that, don't feel good, kind of just a list of what happened, bad night. And that has taken me and served me well up till now. Problem I'm having is I really want just something to kind of take that same meme theme from that I used to Commit 30, and what I've started kind of doing in here, which is I set this up as like just a whatever journal, and I've obviously not written much in it, and for part of August. But I want to be able to do all the memes in it. I want to be able to journal when I want to journal. I want to be able to use A5 bell. I want it to be an A5 essentially. I will try to use as much as this, and this might become my commonplace next year. I don't know. I haven't decided. But I want to do the journaling part in an A5. So what I did, I ordered a Sterling Ink A5 commonplace when it went on pre-order on Sunday. And that is going to be, let me go back to my list here. That is going to be Skiz. It's going to be pretty planning, and then it's going to be a journal in the back. What that does is leave me still needing a daily dump. And that is what I'm offline on. I was thinking of maybe if it comes back in stock, getting the Sterling Ink daily, but it's really expensive. And I could probably just get a daily A5 Kimbor, which will bring me back to something else. I did something silly. So, daily question. This is still up in the air. This part. So, big question mark. Alright. Okay. Other question mark. My personal rings. I have actually been really liking this. A lot, actually. More than I ever thought. But I wish I had more. There's some things I don't like. And some things I wish I could get more use out of it with. What I don't like is I have medical stuff in here because I started off the year in a common planner standard as my health stuff, and it's just health tracking. It's all in the notes in the back. And I don't know, I just never found myself reaching for it. And that's a problem because I need to be reaching for it every day or close to every day. So I put it in here when I set this up. And I like it, but I also don't. I guess this is my big problem with the rings. I don't like the fact that I don't have a real way of archiving this. I want stuff that I need to remember to be in a book. I've also realized about myself is I don't like using stickers in something I'm probably going to throw away, the pages away. I like to use stickers in books where they're going to stay there for me to look at later. So I have come to that realization. What I do know will stay in here. I have stuff in the back, just kind of like birthdays, anniversaries, my kids' contact for my kids' parents and friends. He's 8. He's a social butterfly. Various paper. This is just paper, lists, contacts. I made a small, a gift planning list. Made a small thing with movies and to watch. And I've not been keeping it up very well. And that's also a problem, but it's not my main problem. I've also not been keeping up my financial part as well as I want. Oh, here, look, this is better. Bigger. Financial will stay in here. The stuff in the back will stay in here. And then I think I've been using this. I just got this for $5 on Amazon. And they're horizontals, and I usually don't like horizontals, but it is what it is. I've been using this kind of like a social media on the months, and then I had sort of been trying to do a food log in the weeklies. It kind of worked for a couple months. It's not worked this month much beyond me writing, some YouTube and TikTok posts. So I need a dedicated social media system that I can try to keep up. And then I have an inbox, which I have sort of been keeping up. So I did something silly and got the Cocoa Daisy personal sized inserts for next month, for November, I think, is what it ends up being, because it's not for October, it's for November. All right, and I'm gonna see how they work in here, doing daily to-dos, task lists, that, because they're already pre-decorated. They look pretty. Then there's one per day. I cut this down from when I tried it with. I tried out a mini or B5 size in my mini. It was too big My mini is now my work planner. But I cut a couple down and just kept them as like scratch paper. And this is just a list of stickers I need to print and cut, whatever. I think I want to try to see if I can get more functionality out of this. If I can get it to work as something I can, like an everyday carry more. Does that make sense? That I can take it to work. If I go into the office, I can take it to doctor's appointments just to write notes that'll get transferred. That sort of thing. Yeah, this is the health section. I made this for my Jane's agenda. I mostly just use it as a bookmark, but it is like can be a pouch. I have these. I had been using like as a daily health stuff, like bad sleep, woke up, with migraine. I don't know. I just haven't been reached for it. This one as much as I would like. I love the decorating. I love putting pictures of my kids. I love doing things like this. I love all that. I love having a set space to like track like finance and like keep all this other stuff that isn't anywhere else that needs a home. I like that part. I don't like trying to figure out how to keep them after the month is over or after I need to take them out. Like obviously the deco will go back into the fall to be used again next year. That's fine. But like I don't need like last month's financial stuff really, or last month's to-do list, or what I do need is the medical stuff. So that's why it's probably gonna stay. There's gonna probably be room for notes from doctors if I take this with me to a doctor's, and lists of things like what's the word? Diagnoses, medicines. That'll stay in here because that's useful information that I'll need to take with me. But I think how I'm doing every day, the health tracking is not going to stay in here. But I think I'm going to try to use it for a daily. Like a daily to-do. Not a daily dump. Just to-dos and notes. To-dos and notes, lists and important information that has to stay someplace. I think that's what this is going to be next year. We'll see how long this lasts next year, because I am a notorious planner hopper. I'm amazed I've stayed in this Hobonichi. And that I'm like 4 months into the personal rings. And I've stayed in it so far, and I've stayed in this one since May, so. Alright, what's next? Let's try media. Let's do media. Alright. So, I was bumbling about. Let me pull out the other thing I have. I did this impromptu, so it's kind of a mess. Alright. I have this is a half letter disc, and the idea of this was like permanent, like collections kind of. There was an inbox, I stopped using it. Book series, which will stay in here, I'm thinking, because there's going to be too many to put in the personal. Episode tracker. I need to update this, but planner collection. The pen collection has not gotten off the ground. There's some medical stuff in here. There is, like, I have a section for the dogs, which I need to update. Planners I've tried, shops I want to try, shops to check out, sticker shops, stuff like that. Like, I have section each for kids. So that's kind of where the things like book series live. And I read a lot of series, and I need to update that. Alright. So, that needless to say, besides that, I was finding I have not found what I wanted in a media planner. So I got this Wonderland 222, it's an A6 for like $10 in July. And I love it. I like everything about it except the stacked weekends. That's throwing me off because I want to be able to write what song's in my head. I want to be able to write what book I'm reading and draw the line through it. And this makes it hard. I put what I watched down here, though I switched it now. What I watch is right here, and this is what I played. And my idea is to print out the books and just keep a list of all the books I read that year. I put these in the back of my monthly planner, my memory planner every month, but in here too. My problem is the A6 Wonderlands. Now, I do think the monthlies are a little small for my purposes. I like the overview review kind of thing. I could probably find a use for that. These are a little small for what I need it for, but I actually really like this horizontal tracking at the front by month. I think I love this actually. I that's kind of the driving factor of wanting to buy a Wonderland 222 again. But the A6 do not come in unstacked weekends. Dun, dun, dun. Womp womp. So, my problem is now, I want to go a little bigger. Do I want to go B6? Do I really want A6? And if I want A6, I'm going to have to go like Sterling Ink. Do I want to go B6? B6, I can go Wonderland because they have unstacked weeks in the B6. I have not decided yet. I've almost pre-ordered the B6 Wonderland 222 unstacked for like 4 times already. And I keep waffling on it. Because I do sometimes read 2 books at a time, and they obviously overlap a little bit. Like I was reading... Technically, I was reading 3 at that point because I finished one, started another, and then still reading the nonfiction. Can be a little cramped, but it mostly the size fits. And I liked having it in here with my commonplace because then I reached for it more. I guess I'm worried if it's in the B6 and it's separate by itself, I'm not going to reach for it. I don't know. I'm still really conflicted on that. Other problems. Oh yeah. So I was on AliExpress looking at the Kimbors, and kind of trying to think what I actually wanted. So I'll back up. My original thought had been to get a paper test, till I realized how much they were with shipping. I really liked the A5 where it's like a week's layout in a space on the one page, and then one per day. That would have been great for weekly health tracking, a space to put stuff, and then a page to do the daily dump. It would have been all in one. But Aura still has a somewhat similar layout without the dailies though. But so that's the problem. Either I pay like $100 for a planner, which is a lot, or I get 2 separate planners. So I was on AliExpress. I don't know if I can sketch this kind of layout. I got one that is A5, and it's like a to-do up here, like a blank spot, and then it's 2 blocks, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's like days in blocks, which I thought would be really good for health. And then I could put like the trackers up here. It was $10. Into Moe River paper. I ordered it. So that's kind of fine. I just also ordered their version of the weeks because I like the cover. I have no clue what I'm going to use it for. I don't know. I really don't. So, I guess I should write. So, I guess I have commit 30. I have the mom agenda. I have the rings, which is to be determined, kind of, because I know it's going to have financial. I know it's going to have the family kind of collections stuff in the back. What else did I say? Lists. It's going to have lists. Important information. Lists, notes, info. Beyond that, I am not sure. Mom agenda is future planning and fun in the weeks. Commit 30 is messy planning, just for me. A5 common planner is K-pop, is music tracking, K-pop in the month. It is pretty planning in the weeks. And a journal, undated journal in the back. Okay. I have the A5 Kinbor, which is going to be wellness. Questions. Media planner. Sorry, my monitor just turned off. Media planner. Daily dump. Social media. And what do I do with that week's? Again, it was $10. It wasn't like it was expensive. So that's 2025. So work, I'm keeping the mini. It's working well. I had a passion planner to do my hourly time blocking. I do not want another passion planner. I had ended up buying it for myself because whatever I had, they got me wasn't working. I think they just got me stuff for like the binder and eventually became I filled up the A5 binder. It was a cheap little one and ended up in my discs, the mini discs, which I had already had stuff for. But passion planner, I started out the year with 2. Worked for work, did not work for personal. It's just way too structured for me. So I had them order like a Clever Fox or Legend or whatever, undated, outdated, vertical, hourly planner. So weekly, hourly, undated planner that's just time blocked. And that's going to be my time blocking. Because I had a budget of $25 and I had to get under that. And they don't want to. I work at a nonprofit and they don't order off AliExpress. Because I might have ordered one. If that doesn't work, I'll order the $10 one off of AliExpress myself. But anyway. Which is dated. But not in English. And in military time. Which I can read, but it's kind of a pain to translate. Anyway, yeah. So as of now, it is September 18th. That's my 2025 plan. Subject to change. I still have all these questions. I guess I also have the commonplace question, but that's just going to be what size I grab after I finish up. Where did it go? After I finish up this. I actually really do like this A6 size for this sort of thing. I like the way it feels. For when I first started planning, I tried the A6. It was way too small. I was like, ooh, God. This year, because I'm like, I'm going to try it for my commonplace. And it's worked. And as you can see, I am nearing the end of the book. I'm not sure it will last. I don't think it'll last the year. It might surprise me. So yeah, I got a pen test page in the back. So this is how I do my planning for. I am very much a person who likes to have my covers match. All of them, if I can. So what cover I'm going to put in here, once I get the themes and colors, I'll decide all that. What kit I'm using in it. Like Mom Agenda, I'll go week 1, week 2, 3, week 4, and the monthly. Just to make sure I have kits for them. What color the memory book is going to be, which I guess that'll depend on what color is the prevalent color in the kits I use. So, I don't know. I think Hubbin and Chub Girl is like bookworms for March. It might be for me. Or November, which is adorable. This is my August memory book. So when I talk about memory book, I've been getting this as a Redicy. It's just a A5 dot grid, big old journal. Sometimes I use more pages. I'm not going to use all that many more pages. I'm probably going to use, I could probably go smaller. I don't know. But there are months where I use like that month. August was a bad month for me. I ended up in the hospital. So, oh shit. So it's just this combination of what used to be called, oh boy, I lost things. Oh well, to get them after I stop recording. What I used to have a separate music journal and memory journal, and that did not work. I just started to combine them, and it works really well. I have one book per month, and I stuff it full. I am currently on Saturday, August 17th. I'm hoping to finish it this week, and then I can start on September. I got a black one for October. Got it. And these are things that fell out. Some things that fell out. I got a black book, but I have no idea. I'm running out of colors on that. I don't really want to like go back and duplicate a color, but I'm running out of colors out of that brand. They have a blue gray that might work for November. We'll see what the. Actually, it might work pretty well. Anyway. So that's what I do in here, and I like go back and forth with myself about what I want for what I'm craving to do, what journal cravings I have. And this will probably end up being it after that's over. Anything else I should show? Other journals that I have, I guess. I have my meme journal, which I was wondering today as I put more memes in it, if I should. I got about half of it left. This is just a moleskin large. I don't think I'll start a new one, because when I started this, I just called it 2024 to whenever. I might see how far I can go with it in 2025, but I might just stop and make it 2024. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's what I'll do. And I was just thinking to myself, if I want to make one for next year, I'm going to categorize it a bit better. Because right now it's like page, one page is this, one page is that, and then when I fill up that page, there's, that's example, health memes. It's getting close to being filled, so I started a new one back here somewhere. Halloween meme. Anyway, so like there's Star Trek, several pages of Star Trek memes spread throughout. There are pop culture, political memes spread throughout. So maybe just make like a theme sections. Maybe that might be better. I don't know. But that's my meme journal. I have kept up with that. What I've not kept up with is this honker of a reading journal that my husband got me for Christmas. And I've been really bad about it. And which is when I realized that I need something that is either like with my what I grab every day or what. I just need to go about updating this. My problem is, turns out I'm not good at this kind of reading journal. The reviews, the notes, I don't take that. I don't take notes. It's a gorgeous book. Quick reviews, yes, I will do those. I was gonna white out one of these sections and try to put series in here, and I was gonna put like the cutouts in the blank space at the back, and I think I will try to before the end of the year do that, so I just have a record of what I read in the year. I'm approaching 38 books. I did 38 books. My goal was 52. So I also little washi journals. Where's the one? This one. Just little pocket books, and this one is, I put the shops on it, and I have a little. So this is what I mean by categorizing the meme book next time. I just started it on a whim, and it then didn't just think about it, and it is what it is. So I still have enjoyed it, though, very much. So I guess that's what my current 2025 plan is. I didn't mean to break this video, and it's probably gotten longer than I thought. And I'm sure things will change before we hit January 1st. And I still got decisions to make, and I'm not sure. So if anyone wants to chime in and comment about what I should use for a daily dump, it should really be dated, because I'm bad about it. I just want to be able to go to the page and write down everything that happened, if that makes sense. And I guess I could just use a notebook, an A5, like Tomoe River paper notebook. I do like myself some Tomoe River paper, but I don't know. I could just get, they're expensive, but I could just get a Hobonichi. I loved having the hardback. I don't know why. I really liked that this year. They're expensive. Budget is an issue. Yeah. Any helpful comments or suggestions about that? And then media planners. I still keep going back and forth on size. And what can I use that weeks for? Those are the questions that most concern me. So be safe. I will try to actually film a plan with me for this maybe tomorrow. And till then, night. Be safe.